Police investigate a homicide in Canyon Meadows.
It's really sad.
Who killed a woman in her 80s inside her home Thursday morning? Plus, it's been an excruciating 72 hours for a grieving family.
Hoping, that's all we could do is hope that somebody would find them and turn them in.
Good news, stolen ashes are dumped in an alley and turned in. And how far would you jog for a dog?
After the first 15K, I got to the second Costco and I was like, it's time for a hot dog.
This Calgarian ran more than 50K, but it wasn't just for the snacks.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Tara Nelson.
And we begin with breaking news in the Northwest tonight. Police are on the scene of what they are calling an undetermined death in the community of Edgemont. This is a look at the scene on Edgemont Court. Police tell us the incident happened in the basement of a home there. They have one person in custody and they are now interviewing a witness. Hello and thank you for joining us. We'll keep an eye on that situation in Edgemont tonight, but we also have new details on another developing story in our city. Calgary police say a woman in her 50s is considered a suspect in the death of a woman in her 80s. Police say this was a domestic homicide. Stephanie Thomas joins us from Canyon Meadows tonight. And Stephanie, this is a very active investigation.
Tara, you can see that police are still on scene at this townhome complex behind me in Canyon Meadows. Now, details are limited, but police tell us that they do have one suspect, a woman in her 50s, in custody on suspicion of the death of a victim who was in her 80s. Now, police were called here Thursday morning just before 11 a.m. and found the woman's body inside this residence. It happened on the 1300 block of Canterbury Gardens Southwest. Now, at first, police considered this a suspicious death investigation, but after results from the autopsy that were completed today, the investigation is now considered a domestic homicide. Now, as I mentioned earlier, few details are being shared. Police say that's out of consideration for the family, but the incident is considered domestic in nature. Now, neighbors tell us that they are shaken up and they're not willing to share much with us. But those who did speak to CTV News say that they're rattled by the details of what happened here in this neighborhood.
It's really sad. System's broken in a lot of ways. Right, the whole system to help people, and anyway, hopefully they figure it out and justice will be served for her, because that's just not right.
Just really sad. Yeah, it's a horrible thing to happen, and it's a horrible thing to happen so close to home.
Now, a recap, Tara, according to the latest information that we have from police, is that one suspect is still in custody, but no charges have been laid. Now, as per many investigations of this nature, police are asking for anyone with tips who can help them out to contact them. Back to you.
Okay, Stephanie, thank you. As we now head into our second weekend under water restrictions, Calgary's water system is still very vulnerable despite the repair of a critical pipe. It comes as City Council is facing questions over what officials knew when about aging infrastructure. Mark Villani has more on the latest update and an independent review that is inflaming political tensions.
The new pipe is in place and crews are backfilling this site on 16th Avenue, but more needs to be done before water service is restored. The city says a 7-kilometer stretch of the feeder main will soon be filled with 22 million liters of water from the Bearspaw Water Treatment Plant, a 48-hour process to stabilize the system, creating
cause for concern around how long this pipe can run without another incident.
Water consumption in Calgary is up slightly to 508 million liters, still in the unsustainable zone for first responder emergencies, furthering the call to conserve water. All the while, questions remain over what past or present council members knew about the city's aging infrastructure.
We never saw that.
City Council voted to defer urgent recommendations in an independent report until next month, which includes accelerating the construction of a steel pipe parallel to the current main line.
Ultimately, council needs to have all the information to be able to make a value-based decision, and we're lacking that.
They would have served Calgarians better had they said, look, let's adopt the urgent measures, which really deal with the crisis.
But more finger-pointing continues. Alberta's UCP government blames former Calgary Mayor Naheed Nenshi, claiming he ignored expert warnings and delayed water infrastructure safety checks.
Taking responsibility for failure could be something that really sticks. On the other hand, it could be seen as a refreshing acknowledgement of responsibility.
Nenshi says while the independent panel report clears me and other politicians of responsibility, this isn't about throwing anyone under the bus. It's about ensuring that not only does this get fixed, but that the conditions lead to this never happening again. Regardless of who knew what, this council now has big decisions to make.
What we need to do is keep our fingers crossed. We need to manage it with kit gloves.
Mark is live on 16th Avenue tonight. Mark, the city says this weekend will be crucial in stabilizing this pipe.
Yeah, that's right, Tara. As the water line here is emptied and refilled, certainly the city is going to be monitoring this situation quite closely. They say to pay attention to fire hydrants in the area. Those could be released with water coming out of them this weekend. So don't be alarmed. That's just to manage the pressure of this 7-kilometer stretch of the pipe. Now, once that process of refilling it is in place, then water testing will commence. That could take another 24 hours, all in the hopes of taking away these stage 4 water restrictions. In the meantime, the city, again, putting out another call here to conserve as much water as possible. They say 30 liters a day. If you can conserve that, that's the gold standard. Doing things like limiting the number of toilet flushes or making sure that your showers are 3 minutes or less if possible. Now, very difficult to do, but it makes a big difference in getting us out of that unsustainable zone. Tara.
Okay, Mark Villani reporting. Mark, thank you. Let's bring Danielle in now. Probably a good weekend to remind people, too. It's going to be a whole lot warmer, so anytime you're around open water or where there's been ice, you got to be really careful right now.
Yeah, really careful. And, you know, if it's one of the lakes, the man-made lakes, they'll have the flags up. And if it goes red, definitely stay away from it because, yes, we're going to get into some very warm territory here. This is a long-term stretch with temperatures in the double digits for pretty much 5 days straight. I'll show you the longer range in just a little bit, but 3 degrees, so warm up. It's mild out there right now, a little windy, gusts around 40 kilometers per hour at the airport. We're looking at up to 50 for the next couple of hours. This will not die down that much tonight. We'll still be out of the west, 20 to 30 kilometers per hour, but this is why temperatures will climb while we're sleeping. So by tomorrow morning, 7 degrees to kick off the day. And in the afternoon, you are looking at a high of 10. Yes, a little on the windy side as well. That's the price we pay for these warmer temperatures at this time of year. Your full forecast just ahead, Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. We have a happy update to a story we brought you earlier this week. Cremated remains stolen from a Chestermere house have been returned. Alicia Fieldberg joins us. Alicia, the thieves maybe realized what they took, or maybe they even heard the family's pleas.
Tara, Deanna Thompson was devastated, first losing her mom and then her ashes. So she spoke publicly this week asking for the remains to please be returned. The ashes of Thompson's mother were discovered in Calgary this morning in an alley outside a funeral home. McInnes and Holloway says a Good Samaritan found them and brought them inside. Now, there was a note on them asking for the safe return of the ashes to the family. Police continue their search for the suspects. 2 men were caught on security camera following a break-in and theft from a home on Cove Road in Chestermere Tuesday morning. Now, several items were taken, including a red velvet bag with gold tassels, which held the urn with ashes. Now, the family suspects that's why it may have looked valuable to thieves at first, but Thompson says that the ashes are priceless to her, and she's just glad to have them back before her mom's funeral next weekend.
My mind was going all over the place from worst case scenario that she was already at the Calgary landfill because they threw her out, and I couldn't believe that I couldn't get her back, so I just kept trying. So you can imagine to get that phone call and to be able to phone my dad and my brother, and yeah, we're elated.
She also wants to thank all of the people who stepped up to help the family, including neighbors, the media, and police. Now, anyone with information on the theft is asked to contact RCMP or Crime Stoppers.
So glad to hear it, Alicia. Thank you. Still no arrests after brazen robbery at a Calgary jewelry shop Thursday afternoon. This is video of the actual robbery. You can see a group of men walking out of Shamoon Jewelers on Dalhousie Drive and taking off in a stolen Ford F-150 pickup truck. Police say the 5 men were disguised. They used hammers to smash display cases, and they got away with more than $100,000 worth of jewelry. No one was hurt, but the shop owner tells us they may be closed for up to 2 months for repairs.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
The first of 3 planned hotels on the Stampede grounds has broken ground. Shovels hit the dirt to mark construction of the Autograph Collection Hotel on Stampede Park. The 13-story hotel will be across the street from BMO Centre. The Stampede says the lack of hotels near the Stampede grounds has deterred some organizers from bringing their conventions to our city.
For those that we get, the question is, will they come back again if we don't have the hotel support here? So I'm afraid I can't give you the exact number, but we are losing conventions because we don't have suitable hotel support within walking distance.
The hotel is expected to open by 2028. Donald Trump is musing about land strikes against cartels in Mexico. Could Canada also find itself targeted? Analysts weigh in. And a prominent Alberta politician shares a personal story as he leads a hike to honor his murdered sister. Donald Trump is talking tough on Mexico, signaling land strikes against drug cartels in that country are coming. The U.S. has already said it believes cartels are operating in Canada, and officials on both sides of the border are cautiously watching the president's next move. CTV's Judy Trin now with the Mexican response and the growing risks for our country.
Donald Trump claimed the capture of Nicolas Maduro was about stopping narco-terrorism. Now Trump is signaling he may send American troops onto Mexican soil.
We've knocked out 97% of the drugs coming in by water, and we are going to start now hitting land with regard to the cartels. The cartels are running Mexico.
Este plan de acción. Mexico has previously turned down Trump's offer of military intervention, but is concerned Trump will act on his own, like he did in Venezuela.
And I think for Canada, that's also dangerous. Don't forget that when we started this year, a lot of the discussion was around quote unquote fentanyl flows across borders, and he lumped Canada and Mexico into the same basket.
The U.S. has declared 8 cartels terror organizations. 7 of them are based in Mexico. During his meeting with Sheinbaum last September, the Prime Minister acknowledged some of them operate in Canada.
With respect to transnational crime, organized crime, cartels, gangs, the unfortunate fact is that there are gangs from one country in another country, but also vice versa.
In recent months, Mexico and Canada have stepped up efforts to disrupt trafficking networks, including raids to close in on Ryan Wedding, an alleged Canadian cocaine kingpin, believed to be protected by the Sinaloa cartel. On social media, the White House warned, F around and find out. After Venezuela, after threats to invade Greenland, and now Mexico, analysts say Canada could be most exposed.
If you are weak, and you are doing stuff Trump doesn't like, and you can be an ally or you can be an adversary, right? You can be Canada or you can be Venezuela, but you get FAFO'd.
In a recent interview with the New York Times, Trump said that he's not constrained by international law or Congress, but by his own morality. He says that's the only thing that can stop him. Judy Trin, CTV News, Ottawa.
Local authorities in Minneapolis are calling for a thorough and fair investigation following the fatal shooting of a woman this week by an immigration and customs enforcement officer.
In Minneapolis, when a tragedy strikes, there's one word that summarizes what is most important, and that word is integrity. This is not the time to bend the rules. This is a time to follow the law. This is not a time to hide from the facts. This is a time to embrace them, making sure that we're pushing for transparency every step of the way. The fact that Pam Bondi's Department of Justice and this presidential administration has already come to a conclusion about those facts is deeply concerning.
Protests in the city and elsewhere continue as many demand that ICE leaves after Renee Good was shot in her car Wednesday. Federal officials say the officer acted in self-defense, but videos are raising questions about whether that is really the case. The FBI is investigating the deadly use of force. Some protesters are demanding the officer face criminal charges. Canada and other countries around the world were watching for clarity on U.S. tariffs today. The Supreme Court was expected to rule on the legality of many Trump-era tariffs, but the court says there will not be a decision today. The global tariffs were imposed without congressional approval. At the heart of the case are two questions. Can the administration use emergency powers to levy the tariffs? And if not, will the U.S. have to reimburse importers who have already paid up?
This is CTV News, Calgary.
All right, let's bring Danielle back in now and get a good look at our 5-day forecast.
Yeah, we can handle some wind, right, Tara?
Sure.
Yeah, if it means some warmer temperatures, a break from the cold. I mean, we're January, February, we've had some warm days, but this is a good warm stretch with daytime highs in the double digits for about 5 days. And then we're still going to remain above freezing even after that. So get ready for some warmth here. 3 degrees is the temperature right now in the city. We did get up to a high of 4 earlier today, just about an hour ago. We may even hover between 3 and 4 for the next couple of hours. And temperatures are not really going to drop tonight. They're actually going to increase while we're sleeping. I'll show you that, a little more on that in just a moment here. 2 degrees in Lethbridge right now, 0 in Milk River and Pincher Creek. And as you can see, that warm air hasn't quite made it to areas further off to the east. Brooks, Drumheller, Medicine Hat below freezing because the winds have really been gusty in these areas, which is why temperatures got above freezing here. The warm air and the wind will creep its way into areas off to the east tomorrow. So 46 kilometers per hour, that was our max gust in Calgary today. 61 in Pincher Creek and nearly 70 in Lethbridge. Let's fast forward to tomorrow. It will be even gustier tomorrow. So 50 for Calgary, 90 for Pincher Creek, 80 for Lethbridge, and 40 for Medicine Hat. And this is borderline for Pincher Creek with regards to warning criteria. So Environment and Climate Change Canada may issue a wind warning for the southwest corner. All right, so windy day tomorrow. That will definitely draw up those temperatures in every community in southern Alberta. It will be much warmer tomorrow in comparison to what we had today. There is some snowfall off to the north. It is dying out before it makes its way into the south for the most part, so not really looking like any sort of issue for Calgary at all. And really, as we go through these next 24 to 48 hours, as we head through the weekend, just cloudy periods at times, windy at times. On Sunday, in the late morning hours, we may see a couple raindrops pop into the Lethbridge area, and then we may see this pop in around 1. This is very light. It's very brief if we get it at all, but you may see a little sprinkle out there Sunday afternoon in Calgary. Outside of that, no active weather to talk about, just the wind. So 50 kilometer per hour gusts for tomorrow. That should get us up to 10 degrees as our high, 9 for Sunday, back to the double digits for Monday, down to 8 for Tuesday, and likely into the teens by the time we get to Wednesday. That's your Action Furnace 5-day forecast. All right, and here is something else to warm your heart even more than the forecast. 2025 was a very successful year for CTV's Toy Mountain campaign. The final numbers are in, and thanks to your amazing generosity, we collected more than 16,000 toys and essential items. And Toy Mountain raised more than $1.1 million this year. That is a new record. It all goes to support Fear is Not Love, helping families escape domestic violence.
Alberta's education minister is embarking on a deeply personal challenge with a lofty goal. Demetrios Nicolaides' sister Melanie was murdered by her estranged husband 2 years ago. Now Nicolaides is about to climb Africa's tallest peak to raise funds to help those facing domestic violence. Here's Sean Fournette.
Demetrios and Melanie Nicolaides were about a year apart in age. Growing up in Calgary, they were close. In adulthood, they shared a special moment when Demetrios and his wife were expecting.
I told her, can you keep a secret? Because we hadn't announced it. And then she replied back with her own scan saying, can you keep a secret? And her daughter was born 4 days before ours.
But Melanie's story took a tragic turn. She was stabbed to death by her estranged husband, Kerry Gerling, outside of school. Gerling then took his own life. He was repeatedly released from court on past charges against her, including sexual assault, and had a no-contact order.
I was the emergency contact for the kids. You don't expect a phone call like that. You don't expect, anything like that to happen.
Now, Nicolaides will lead a group up Mount Kilimanjaro to raise funds for Fear is Not Love. They've been on practice hikes in Alberta and Colorado.
A lot of it was born from a friend who wanted to take me on a hike after my sister had passed, because he said, he found it very therapeutic for himself.
Melanie's Ascent has already raised $250,000 to buy home and personal security devices, from doorbell cams to GPS tracking jewelry, for those facing domestic violence.
And it's not going to prevent everything, but it is one more thing that we can actually be using to help create a more solid safety plan for people and help give them back their lives.
After the hike, Nicolaides says he'll leverage his position in government to create more change.
I could, probably go on about bail reform and all of those kinds of things, but today I'm really focused on honoring her legacy.
Sean Frenette, CTV News, Calgary.
10 other people, including friends, neighbors, and fellow Cabinet Minister Todd Loewen, will join Nicolaides on the hike next week. More information is available at melaniesascent.ca. There is new hope for Canadians with Alzheimer's disease. A new drug is approved, but will governments help cover the expensive cost? And it's the Rink of Dreams, a uniquely Canadian Barnyard ice arena. A new Alzheimer's drug, first approved for use in Canada back in September, is giving patients a glimmer of hope against the disease. Today in Toronto, the first Canadian was infused with the drug. CTV's Adrian Gobriel has more on the promise and the cost for patients.
It's starting right now.
With the press of a button, the miracle that is modern medical science goes to work.
I say to anybody who needs this procedure that if they can get it, get it.
Sharon Runge began experiencing mild memory loss about 4 years ago.
Probably in the last year or so, the diagnosis of Alzheimer's has been made.
The Runge family have been waiting for Health Canada to approve this drug that will gift them life's most valuable commodity, time.
It's a historic moment for people living with Alzheimer's disease and their families in Canada.
Today marked the first ever infusion of lecanemab in Canadian history, administered by neurologist Dr. Sarah Mitchell.
It's a monoclonal antibody. It goes in and it basically removes the bad plaques from the brain. It slows down the progression of the disease by about 30%.
Canada is the last of the G7 nations to approve lecanemab. As of today, it still isn't covered by any province, and that comes at a cost.
$32,000 Canadian, and that is per year. We are hoping that we can have equal access for all Canadians to this drug, and that requires government support.
Any future funding of the drug has received some public pushback.
Well, I'd say they should walk in our shoes.
The infusions yield the best outcomes for those battling the early stages of the disease. While Sharon admits she's unaware of her cognitive deterioration, her sense of humor is on point when we ask that she share her age.
I'm 16.
No, she's...
And the love that she has for her children, as well as her husband Dallard, remains as present as ever.
I am so fortunate to have met him. He's the most important thing in my life.
The Runges now have hope that their loving life together will also have longevity. The troublesome protein can gather in the brain decades before symptoms arrive. The next step is testing whether this drug can help offset Alzheimer's in asymptomatic patients. Adrian Gobriel, CTV News, Toronto.
It's estimated there are more than 50,000 Albertans living with dementia. Alzheimer's disease is the most common type. Specialized medical equipment is expensive. A Calgary family has set up a fundraiser now to purchase a device to help their 4-year-old daughter walk. It's called a Trexo robotic gait trainer, and it comes with a price tag of $44,000. Kevin Fleming reports.
Araya Simons will turn 5 years old in February and lives with a number of challenges.
Araya suffered a bilateral stroke at birth due to some complications, and so she has spastic quadriplegic cerebral palsy, global developmental delay, she has a bit of cortical vision impairment, she's G-tube dependent, she's nonverbal and non-ambulatory, but very happy.
And Araya likes to move no matter where she is, and when she's moving, there's always a smile on her face.
She smiles every day. It's so infectious, and that's what keeps me going, is knowing, she can't tell me, but I can see her joy, lets me know and reassures me that we are doing everything that's best for her.
Raya got to try out a Trexo robotic gait trainer for a 1-month free trial, and her grandmother says it was her happy place.
She just explodes with laughter, like she giggles. She's walking and she's giggling at the same time because she can't believe it. Like, I'm walking, this is great for me. She loves that thing.
Raya's physical therapist says the machine builds confidence when the youngster can interact with her peers at their level.
When we can get kids upright, we are focusing on helping build their bone strength, their muscle strength. So with Araya, it's her core strength and her head control. And it's really important for hearts and lungs for us to be upright as well.
But the purchase price for the Trexo is $44,000, and that's more than the family can afford. So they've set up a fundraiser.
We will raise funds, we will do what we need to do, we will get her a Trexo. So I'm manifesting that, this happens for her because she's so deserving to be out there and included with everybody.
The family started the fundraiser in December and has raised about 15% of their goal. Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Calgary.
The Trexo is adjustable, so it can get bigger as Araya grows for a number of years. We have more information about the fundraiser on our website. Going for a Costco hot dog run just took on a whole new meaning. Still to come, we catch up with a Calgary runner who went the distance. The things that people will do to go viral are ever-changing, but this might be a new one. An extra charitable Calgarian is going viral for his exercise and eating habits. Sean Walker completed what he's dubbed the Costco ultramarathon last week. Tim Brooke has more on his underrated performance.
This is Sean Walker, and this is his Instagram page. One video in particular might catch your attention.
Can I run the Costco Ultra Marathon?
Yes, the Costco Ultra Marathon. It's a grueling run between the city's 4 mega stores with stops along the way for some extremely healthy nutrition.
My fuel for the day was the hot dogs, and I ran through breakfast, lunch, and dinner, so I needed them.
Walker only slowed to scarf down Costco's internet-famous dogs.
What can go wrong with $1.50,
Starting in the Southwest, Walker stopped at stores in Deerfoot Meadows, Sunridge, and eventually Beacon Hill. He says it was actually the food that kept his feet moving.
Whenever I got to eat a hot dog, it means I got to take a break and relax for a bit.
In total, he covered almost 52 kilometers in just over 7.5 hours, which has to be some sort of record. On Instagram and TikTok, the stunt has racked up a combined 310,000 views as of Friday. But as fun as going viral is, Walker insists the real intention behind the run was to grab attention for the Calgary Food Bank.
Just encouraging people that can to donate, and when you come to Costco, just grab a couple extra things and drop it off.
The charity appreciates the creativity, especially now, as it helps more than 900 families every single day.
The first thing I thought was, now I want a hot dog. I just love when folks find ways to use their talents and their hobbies and their passions to combine that with giving back to community, and that's just clearly what he did here.
Tim Brooke, CTV News, Calgary.
To find the 24-year-old Walker on social media or to donate to the food bank, you can visit us online at ctvnewscalgary.ca. Okay, who's hungry?
Me.
Everybody wants a hot dog now. All right, well, most of us had a Pez dispenser as a kid. Did you guys have one at some point? Yeah, This collector has thousands.
They produce 1 or 2 new mascots every year, and they're sold online, and they sell out within an hour or 2.
So Don Yeager has a massive collection of both modern and vintage versions of the iconic candy dispensers. Here's a little history for you. They originated in Austria in 1927 as a peppermint breath mint for adults. Didn't know that.
Really?
They gained popularity in the 50s in the U.S. when they added fruit flavors and put all the iconic cartoon heads on them. This massive display is on display in Palm Springs right now.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
But are they filled with candy? That's what matters.
Well, building a backyard rink is a Canadian tradition, but this Ontario man has taken it to new heights.
My son and I think 4 hours, we had it ready to go. Throw the hose in it and walk away.
Yeah, but guess where it is? John Ryan created an ice rink in the second-story loft of his barn. He says the structure is really sturdy because it's designed to hold the weight of bales of hay. He first created the rink 16 years ago for his kids, but now it's being used by his grandchildren. He says he really got the idea just out of pure laziness because he was tired of packing down all the snow and watering his outdoor rink, and this was easier.
Hey, the Sutters used to do that up in the barn, but I don't think they had ice. I think they just went out there and played shinny, right?
That's pretty cool. I mean, what kid
unreal.
would not want that? Really cool.
Amazing.
Polar bears at a zoo in Hungary are embracing the heaviest snow that country has seen in years. The two young cubs, Utek and Jorek, are just over a year old now. Video of the bears slipping and sliding around the enclosure that they share with their mom has gone viral online. They had a pretty mild winter last year, so this is actually the first time that they're experiencing snow.
That is the polar plunge.
Yeah.
Also, that's excited when kids get when it's a snow day and school's canceled.
Yeah. Totally. Yes. Absolutely. Well, Calgary cricket players are getting some fields of their own. Coming up, a look at this fast-growing sport.
CTV Ski Report, sponsored by Castle Mountain Resort, celebrating 60 years of skiing in the South Canadian Rockies.
And you know what? More snow for the mountains, warmer conditions. Many people like those kinds of ski conditions where it's not minus 40. All right, so we have nice weather right now. We're about to get very warm for these next 5 days. This is what we're looking at the moment. So 3 degrees is the current temperature. Today's high was 4 and normal is -3. So we're already well above normal today. We're going to be even further above normal for the rest of this week and parts of next week. All right, 3 degrees is the current temperature in the city, 2 in Lethbridge, 0 Milk River and Pincher Creek. Not a whole lot of active weather to talk about. There are a couple light flurries that are pushing through east of the QE2. This is really starting to die out, and we're not looking at anything really happening in the south end of the province. All right, here's your next 24 hours. Gusts around 50 kilometers per hour, certainly possible for, I would say, the next couple of hours, and then we'll likely die down to 30 kilometers per hour overnight and for tomorrow morning. But because we'll get that consistent wind out of the west, temperatures will actually warm while we're sleeping. So overnight 6 degrees, by tomorrow morning when you wake up, 7 degrees, and then likely the double digits by the afternoon. That's your 24-hour forecast, brought to you by Action Furnace. Fix right or it's free. All right, little look around for temperatures tomorrow. Kelowna 5 degrees, Kamloops 4, 5 degrees as well in Edmonton. So you can see this warmth spreading to many other communities for tomorrow. Calgary 10, Drumheller getting above the freezing mark to 3, Brooks 6. And Medicine Hat as well. Lethbridge and Pincher Creek 6 and 8 degrees, but it will be very gusty there, 80 to 90 kilometers per hour.
Police are investigating an undetermined death in Edgemont in the Northwest. One person is now in custody after a person was found dead inside a home. EMS say they also transported one person to hospital, but no other information is available. A woman in her 50s is in custody after the death of a woman in her 80s. Police say this was a domestic incident in a Canyon Meadows home. And cremated remains stolen from a Chestermere home have been returned. The ashes were discovered in an alley with a note asking for the safe return to the family. TELUS is offering buyouts to hundreds more employees. The union representing workers says TELUS has offered buyout packages to nearly 700 more workers across the country, including more than 500 union members. The move affects workers in TELUS Business Solutions operations in Alberta, BC, Ontario, and Quebec. Last year, the union said TELUS offered buyout packages in 2 waves to more than 1,000 employees in total. The unemployment rate moved up in December, even though new jobs were added to the economy. BNN Bloomberg's Marilla Fernandez has the details.
The rate moved to 6.8% in December, up from 6.5% in November. 8,200 jobs were added, but there were more people looking for work, which is why the rate moved up. Science and technical jobs were lost in December, but manufacturing jobs were gained. Statistics Canada also reported a reversal in youth employment, which includes young people between the ages of 15 and 24. In October and November, there were 70,000 jobs created, but that segment lost more than 25,000 jobs in December. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down to 71.87. West Texas Intermediate is up just under $1 to 58.74. Western Canadian Select is up over $1 to 42.66. And the TSX gained another 234 points today for a third record close for the week. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
Cricket is a fast-growing sport in Calgary and right across Canada. A field shortage threatened to stifle that progress until a major funding boost in the recent city budget. Tens of millions of dollars will go toward a new facility in the Northeast, and it aims to level the playing field. Jordan Canagan explains.
These young Calgary cricketers are quickly learning the game, and they're not alone. The sport is seeing a surge of popularity in the city.
With cricket, I found a community that I really connected with, and so it was a lot of fun to try out a new sport and also feel like, oh, this is something that I can do for a while.
But players are feeling the squeeze of facility shortages. As thousands look to play the sport, field time is at a premium and indoor space is even harder to come by.
We've grown at least threefold since we started in 2022. We started off with just a kids and youth program, then we developed that into a seniors program, and now we also have a women's program.
But cricket and other field sports such as soccer will soon be getting a big boost. Calgary Council earmarked $65 million in December for a new facility in the Northeast.
This will offer the opportunity for more affordable accessibility. This will allow for those who are shut out of facilities that are very expensive.
The Northeast Athletic Complex will have a main outdoor cricket pitch ready to host national and international events, plus 4 more outdoor fields and an indoor field house for soccer and cricket practice.
It gives us a feel of how international cricket is actually played because, the stadium, it's going to be built, it's going to be a turf pitch. Instead, the ones that we play on right now, they're concrete pitches.
Construction is expected to start in 2026 with an aim to open by early 2029.
It's very encouraging for any athlete, whether that's a kid or a high-performance soccer player or a cricket player, to see that the city is behind them. The city is willing and ready to give them the infrastructure that we never had.
Jordan Cadigan, CTV News, Calgary.
In addition to the indoor and outdoor fields, the complex will include picnic areas, a walking track, and outdoor fitness stations spread right across a 35-acre site. If you're looking for a new place to live, you could maybe get some help from Stars Air Ambulance. This is one of 3 grand prize homes available in the 33rd annual Stars Lottery. The 3-bedroom, 2,500 square foot home in Heartwood is worth $1.4 million. The second $1 million home is in Edmonton, and the third is in Lethbridge. There's also vehicles, vacations, and cash up for grabs. It takes about $12 million per year to run a Stars base.
My career at Stars started as a transport physician, working as part of our critical care teams and caring for our patients. I can tell you that every flight and every life saved is made possible because of your support.
Stars flew over 1,500 life-saving missions last year. That's an average of 10 a day. One of the best Roughnecks players ever is getting a big honor tonight. Coming up, Glenn tells us what it means for Dane Dobie to have his name in the rafters.
Smashmeyer, Bruderheim, Alberta.
That's Emma Smashmeyer, named to Canada's Olympic women's hockey team today. The 31-year-old goaltender is the only Albertan to make the roster. It was announced by a team of young hockey players. Smashmeyer is from Bruderheim, that's about an hour northeast of Edmonton. She joins 22 other women who will represent our country at the Olympics in Italy next month. Canadian women have won 4 straight Olympic gold medals. The Calgary Roughnecks take to the floor tonight at the Scotiabank Saddledome. Glenn is back with us, and Glenn, it's going to be a special game.
Tara, the Roughnecks face the Vancouver Warriors. Half their roster used to play for the Roughnecks. Yeah. But as big as the game is, it's also going to be a very memorable night for Dane Dobie.
On that's one with Rod here.
Dane Dobie is now the lacrosse operations advisor for the Calgary Roughnecks. During his time on the floor as a player, he did it all for the Roughnecks.
Dixon, nice pass to Dane Dobie behind the back, and he scores!
Dobie played 13 seasons for the Riggers, tallying 889 points in 182 games. And on Friday night, Dobie's name will go into the rafters as forever a Roughneck. He admits he might get emotional.
100%. I'll try and keep her intact, but it'll be an emotional night.
Dobie becomes just the third Roughneck to receive the honor. He joins Caleb Toth and Tracy Koleski in the rafters.
Yeah, you know, I came into the league with both those guys, and Tracy was right beside me in the locker room. He was one of the best captains I've ever had, and you know, he just he led by example. The city loved him, and same with Niner. You know, Niner was a clutch guy, and you know, playing with offense with those guys and getting to know those guys, it was pretty special. And actually seeing their banners go up when I was here is, you know, it's awesome, and I can't wait to be beside him.
Roughnecks head coach Josh Sanderson played and coached Dobie. Warriors head coach and general manager Kurt Molosky also did the same thing, and both say this honor is well-deserved.
Dynamic offensively, you know, he had one of the best hands in the league, if not ever. Very passionate, so he's very good at bringing his team up and getting the crowd in it after he scored. So I love playing with Dane, I love coaching him, and he's a good friend, so I'm really happy to be a part of this tonight.
Super emotional. What a great teammate, what a great player. I always say they broke the mold when they brought Dane in, and you know, big time player in big time games, and you know, even better teammate. So it's going to be super emotional.
Dane Dobie has a lot of great memories with the Roughnecks, but two stand out above the rest.
2 championships, 2009, 2019. Those are the ones that stick out, and especially winning in this arena with a lot of close friends, being a part of that and being a part of this with the city, they stand out, and they'll always be with me.
Ball drop for tonight's game, 7:30 at the Scotiabank Saddledome. And a sad note to pass along your way. Jim Furlong, who won the Grey Cup with the Calgary Stampeders in 1971, he's passed away. He was 85.
All right, thank you, Glenn. Let's get our final peek at the forecast. It's going to be a warm, windy weekend.
Yep. So here's an idea, because we were talking about hot dogs earlier and warmth. It's barbecue time.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We already smell the barbecue coming into the studio from people down the street that have already got things started today, yesterday.
It's cruel, actually.
It is, because
very
I'm so hungry, and it smells like steak. Okay, 10 degrees for tomorrow. I mean, it sometimes is a little tricky to barbecue when it's really gusty, but Calgary looking gusts 50 kilometers per hour. South of the city, it will be very gusty, and we may even see some wind warnings issued. And then we're bouncing between single-digit highs and double digits, and by Wednesday of next week, likely 14. After that, we'll drop off, but we'll still remain above the freezing mark. We'll just be in the plus single digits. So this is a long, warm stretch, my friends. Weather window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget. Alberta's climate. Wayne Burnt sent this one in from Carburn Park yesterday. Snow, you can see the snow. We can wave goodbye to that.
Yeah. Thanks for your company tonight. Have a great
I'm
weekend.
almost thinking golf.
Oh.
Right.